Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to talk Star Collecting Age of Sigmar Warcry, and today we're going to take a look at the Stormcast Eternals Thunderstrike, and in particular with Xandire's Truthseekers. Now, Xandire's Truthseekers did come for a re-release in the Crypt of Blood box set that has just come out. It is a brand new starter set for Warcry, but you can also pick them up as well in such boxes as the Rivals of Harrowdeep set. And so, with that said, we're going to take a look at them, what they do on the tabletop briefly, before exploring some other options we can use to expand upon the initial box here. We'll then finally finish off the video with a little sample armor list of 1,000 points or renown, however you like to call it, for hopefully giving you some inspiration for starting your own force of the Stormcast Eternals in Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry. And so, to begin with, first of all, we have Calthea Xandire. She's got 25 wounds and a defense of 5, so a pretty solid leader all round for your force. Now, she also has 5 attacks in melee with a strength of 4 and 2/4 on the damage. Now, the big things here are going to be her Lantern Astrala ability, which is a double. Until the end of the battle round, you could subtract 2 from the value of abilities to a minimum of 1 used by visible enemy fighters while they're within 9 inch of her. This is just really potently powerful, being able to subtract down. This means, your opponent will never get more on, say, a D3 addition or halving the value of the ability more than 2 added to anything they're trying to do, because a 5 or 6 will automatically drop down to, a 3 or 4, which is massive. Now, we then also have joining her Dora's Giantfell. He is going to be the big heavy hitter of our force with 3 attacks at strength 5 with 3/5 on the damage, and also 22 wounds with a defense of 5, though he does only have a movement of 4, so he is rather slow. Now, his big ability is going to be the Staggering Blow ability, where you pick a visible enemy fighter within an inch. That enemy fighter must make a bonus disengage action, however they cannot do so, they just take D6 damage points. Next, we have the last of our 3 Stormcast Eternals in this box set. We have Luxa Stormrider. She is going to have movement 5, defense 5, and 20 wounds, and her ranged attack is really where her power is at, with 2 shots at a 3 to 15 inch range, with strength of 4 and 2/4 on the damage. Now, she also does have a couple of extra abilities as well. So she's got Guided Lightning. A fighter can only use this ability after it's made a missile attack, and until the end of the battle round you can add one to the attacks characteristic that target of the attack action again. And Quick Volley, where she can add 2 to the attacks characteristic of her next attack action as well for a triple. So some really cool abilities here. Now, with the Stormcast Eternals as well, we do have the cool ability of Coordinated Strike, where we can pick a number of visible friendly fighters equal to half the value of the ability, rounding up. This can be used by Xandire here, and those fighters can each make bonus move or bonus attack actions. This is really cool, as it just allows her to command her rather small warband that extra little bit better. Now, lastly, we do have Taros, which is our good old Birdo in the box set. Taros has darting attack, so you can make a bonus attack action. Then they can make a bonus disengage action for a double, which is really nice as well. They've also got the fly room mark. Other than that, Taros, his 6 wounds, defense 2, with not that great offensive output, but being able to use him to hit and run is a pretty cool little combo. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. And so, where do we look to go next? And the first one of these, especially since we've got such high wound and high value fighters in the initial box set, the next place I'm going to suggest you take a look at is going to be the banner of Apotheosis wielding Knight Vexilla. Now, this model has 28 wounds with a defense of 5 and puts out 3 attacks at strength 4, 2/4 on its damage in melee, so definitely no slouch on the table at all. But really, the big thing here for this model is going to be Plant the Banner of the Reforged for a double. What this does is you can move up to D3 damage points allocated to each friendly fighter within 6 inch, though you roll for each fighter separately. This is just really going to help keep a lot of your fighters alive that little bit longer. Now, if we're looking to maybe go a little bit more offensively good, the Knight Arcanum is a really good shout. You've got the double for Bolt from the Heavens, where you pick a visible enemy fighter within 18 inch of this fighter and roll a number of dice equal to half the value of this ability. For each 4+, you just allocate 3 damage points to that fighter. Not only is this really decent range, 18 inch in Warcry is huge range in an ability, but also just being able to do some direct damage is massive against any sort of high toughness opponents that you maybe can't get someone like Dora's Fellhand into. Now, we then have the Annihilators. They are a dual box set and will give us a couple of different options to play around with. Obviously, we're going to have the prime versions of them that are going to be characters that are slightly better, slightly more wounds, and an extra attack or so. But we have the Meteoric Hammer ones, which are going to be the ones wielding the shields. Defense of 7 is insane. With 20 wounds each, 3 attacks at strength 5, 3/5 on the damage. These models will just absolutely hit like a truck. Or you can go a defense 6 wielding model of the Grand Hammer variety, which will be strength 6, 3/5 on the damage again. So you get that little bit less defense, but you do go up to that big strength 6. Lastly, we have the Praetors, who bring a really unique ability to the table for the Stormcast Eternal Thunderstrike. Now, their big one is going to be able to effectively remove damage off nearby heroes. So, Soulforged Guardians, a fighter can only use this ability if they're within 3 inch of a visible friendly fighter with a hero rune mark. You remove a number of damage points allocated to that fighter by up to the value of this ability, and then allocate D3 to the Praetor. And so here we have our sample army list, our sample warband for Warcry. Now, obviously, we are Order, and because we've gone for Thunderstrike Stormcast, we don't actually have to take any of the allies stuff here for Calthea Xandire and all of that. Speaking of Calthea Xandire, we are going to have her in the force, and of course we're going to have all of her friends in Dora's Giantfell, Luxa Stormrider, and the good little birdo of Taros in the force. Now, what we've added to them is another couple of models. 6 models for a Stormcast warband is pretty decent. If you've been playing with, say, the Stormcast Quest at Soulsworn, they have 6 models in their warband, so that's about where you're wanting to hit. Now, we do have a Knight Arcane we've added in. I think when you've got so many just powerful fighters in there, you've got ranged damage, you're not needing the healing as much because you can just use your regular healing ability for the generic sort of respite. But then we've also added in an Annihilator with Meteoric Hammer. This is going to give us a really solid defensive piece in the force, where, you know, we do have a decent defense on all the Stormcast Eternals, being able to be defense 7, so effectively even most of the monsters in the game, the big pieces, are still going to be needing 5s to wound you. Is just insanely good. 995 points all up for this force, though, is a really good steal. If you've been playing with Xandire or indeed the Thunderstrike Stormcast, let us know your favourite models to bring to the force down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our great little community we have here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel, be that via Patreon or YouTube members, or by grabbing yourself some merch, whether that's stickers, t-shirt, mugs, or anything from our Teespring store as well, or by using our affiliate links, which are also linked down in the description as well, that go a long way to helping support the channel. As a special thank you to all our Patreons and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to Andy C, Grimskull, Colorblind Magic, Iron Grinch, Benjamin Swallows, James Cater, Mark Harvey, Domir, Average Wargamer, JJ Austrian, Cure Dynamic, Andrew Bowen, Alderin Shot First, Kendall, Soren, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lockloric, The Johnny 84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, John Castle, and Gargamel 196. Thank you all so much for helping support the channel. It means the absolute world to us. Please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Once again, everyone, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.